Shalom Yall. Hoping y'all are well. Love all of you. Could never or would never hate any of you. And I understand that a lot I say is going to be taken like I'm hating or I'm slandering. But if you see how it's because I love you, if you can take the time to consider if that's true, you'll see that I'm willing to risk that. And I would hope you would do the same for me. To expand a little bit on what I was saying, on anyone who has seen it and says they're a part of the Mishpachah and they're entering the kingdom and they love Abba, and that and they get on Facebook or wherever and tell Christians they're wrong and they're pagans, and they feel like they love Abba more because they don't do paganry. And hey, I'm thrilled beyond what you could fathom if you are no longer willing to partake in paganry, any of it. I would never expect perfection out of you. If you're someone who dropped Christmas this year, but you're still going to do Thanksgiving, hey, a little bit's better than none. Baby steps is steps in the right direction regardless. But if you why would I say what I said? Am I gonna get to feel like I'm better than anyone? And if that's what you think, how come you ain't been in my DMs asking me, confronting me about it, like the scripture says, protocol says we are to? How come? I ain't, singling anyone out, because where do I begin? There's so many people that do this. And I do I do go to people's inbox and I do ask them why they're doing things, from time to time. And I'm sure there's plenty, if they really wanted to, could tell you I'm not lying in the least bit about what I just said. They might tell you I was wrong for doing it, but they didn't tell me. I've told the story often, many times, how amazed the day that I found my quote-unquote Mishpachah, and how I never knew there were people out there anywhere, Facebook, wherever, that had Yahuwah on their face, on their profile pics, and that claim to be the Mishpachah. I never knew what that word Mish meant until that day. And I just fell in love with it, with you guys. But I gotta call it like I see it. Where is this mishpachah? Was I just naive when I fell head over heels for y'all that day? Should I actually ran the other way? And there's brothers who I love dearly. I love all of y'all, but there's brothers who I love dearly that I've met. And, maybe the reason I ain't seen them look into this or talk about it is because they haven't seen it. But if they've seen it and they just think I'm full of shit, but they ain't come to tell me why, and look, if your excuse is there's no importance to that, but here I am telling you it's everything. It's of the utmost importance. And if you are unwilling to look at it and you keep using that excuse that it's of no importance, let me tell you, you could be dead wrong. And if you don't believe that I'm telling the truth, or if you think I just am sadly mistaken, but you ain't come to tell me, where's your love for me? How many times do I have to ask y'all, my mishpachah, where's my love? You can't say you love the Mysh if you don't show love across the board. You can't discriminate. The scripture tells us that. The Messiah has told us that. If you show more favor to the rich man or the man who's more popular, and say, you sit here, but to the poor man, who everyone thinks is crazy, and you just totally overlook him, you don't know the first thing about love. You don't even know what love is. Because if you did, you would never do anything close to that. And if you get on that post, that video I just shared, and you say anything other than, here's the proof that you're wrong, and you show me concrete, undeniable proof that completely makes me do a 180, apologize, take all that stuff I've said about the land down. If you don't do that, or say, yeah, brother, you're right, I hear you, I'm going to go look into it, and I'm going to see if what you're saying's true. Or if you don't say something like that, then I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news. I'm not pointing you out and saying, look at you and look at me, I'm better than you guys. If you think that, then where have you been? Why ain't you come told me that's how you think? You have no reason to think that. And if you think you know and I don't, and you ain't got to explain nothing to me, then you're full of pride. You're puffed up. You best check yourself. And if you think I'm on here saying what I'm saying for any other reason than my love and concern for your life, your destination, your final destination, you're dead wrong. And if you think that I'm here for any other reason than that, then where have you been? Do you see what I'm seeing? Do you see? I have to say what I'm saying, whether you hear me or not. And listen, I know none of you is listening to me outside of a handful. I understand that all too well. And if it wasn't because I loved and was concerned for you, I would have shut up a long time ago. I'd have said them guys are a bunch of posers. They're full of shit. They're not who they claim to be. They're not going to stand on none of the shit that they proclaim. They don't practice nothing they preach. Beware, all y'all who hear my voice, beware of them people. They're ravenous wolves. I'm not doing that. I'm here pleading with you. And if you think or say it's anything other than love, you're dead wrong. Prove me wrong. I'm out.